Perfect. All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to meeting number 258 of Bright Beginning Toastmasters Club. I'm Anshuman Mishra and I'm going to be the Sergeant Arms for all of you today. The mission of a Toastmasters Club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self confidence and personal growth. To ensure this, please follow certain ground rules. Please ensure that all cell phones are on silent or switched off mode. You have 10 seconds to recheck. Please speak responsibly about religion, sex, or politics in your speeches. Use the feature of raising a hand, applause, and thumbs up when needed. Don't use Zoom messaging in between the speeches unless it's required. Until not required, please put yourself on mute during the meeting. If you're playing the role, no need to recheck whether you're audible or not. One of us will let you know if the sound is not coming or breaking. Please make sure that all role players have added role name as prefix to and real name as suffix to the username of the meeting. For example, I am the evaluator 2 today, so I mentioned evaluator 2 underscore Anshul Mishra. Request you to also rename yourselves accordingly. All right. Now I'd like to bring on the stage our new president for 2025-2026, who's going to spearhead Bright Beginning Toastmasters to Hall of Fame glory for sure, along with the amazing new executive team that's coming up. We'll have those introductions soon because the term starts on 1st of July. But just a heads up, we have an amazing electric committee coming up, which will take Bright Beginning to the heights never seen before, or so I expect. I'd like to hand over stage so ever so passionate, amazing speaker, Toastmaster Aryan, to take it away. Over to you, Toastmaster Aryan.
Damn, you've set some really high standards for me now. Um, oh, welcome all to meeting number 258. And we're joined by some interesting guests today. This is, I think, my first time as a PO. I don't know what a PO says. I have no idea. But we have some regular guests here. We have to be Toastmaster Sanskar. We have to be Toastmaster Sarthak as well. For the first time, I've seen somebody bring their brother to Toastmasters. It is, I think, a new thing. So for that, let's give a round of applause. So, Toastmaster Sanskar, to be Toastmaster Sanskar, you are a regular at this point. Would you come and introduce yourself once?
Hello, so good morning, everyone. My name is Sanskar Mitra. I'm from Gurugram, and I'm very delighted to join today's club as the new Toastmaster. I'm currently studying BBA with a focus on green energy and sustainability at UPS in Dehradun, and I have a variety of interests, so to speak. I enjoy playing chess, and I love watching Formula One racing on the weekends. Looking forward to getting to know all of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. By the way, what is your rating in chess?
It's very unofficial, if I, so to speak. So I'll rate myself 1200 maybe.
Nice. Anyway, to be Toastmaster Sarthak, would you like to come on stage and introduce yourself as well?
Hello, I'm Sarthak Mitra. As my brother said, I live in Gurgaon. I'm also studying in the same college as him, UPS Dehradun. Currently approaching my BBA in GES. GES stands for Green Energy and Sustainability. And I also have interest in chess and watching F1. We actually do that together a lot. And if it's my rating, it's currently at 700 or 800. I'm not that good there currently. And that's it. That's it from me. Thank you.
I was just about to ask your rating. Anyway, with that, we are joined with some incredible guests today. Let's move on to the TMOD. We have an interesting theme planned today by Toastmaster Ashutosh. It has been very long, he told me, since he has been a TMOD. Now he's going to be active, and next week he has a speech planned as well. With that, over to you, Toastmaster Ashutosh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aryan, and congratulate you for for the new leadership role, which I heard. So I'm sure club will be in a new, milestones with you under your leadership. So good morning, Toastmasters and fellow guests. I will be playing the Toastmaster of the day for today's meeting. For the reflection on the role of Toastmasters of the day, a Toastmaster of the day is the program host who takes the proceedings of meeting, being a moderator from one section to another. Before discussing further on the parts of meeting or the sections of meeting, I want to reflect upon something which I'm sure my peers who are working from this meeting, Toastmaster Anshuman, Toastmaster Nancy, can will agree. The April to June months are very exciting if you're working, and more so if you are working for a company which has an Indian management or Indian board. So it's a period we all working peers are waiting eagerly for the performance uh, concluded last year. For the work, hard works or not so hard work, smart works, clever works, what we did last year. This is the period we are waiting for the feedback or performance rating, which eventually leads to, the good parts, the salary hikes, the job promotions, and sometimes even some out of the way promotions, and at bad times some not good, so not so good parts as well, salary remaining static, maybe salary reduction or some adverse effects. But this excitement is no less than the other working peers, other peers in this meeting, like Toastmaster Sanskar or Toastmaster Sarthak, waiting for the results of their examination. The only difference here, Toastmaster Sanskar and Satak, for you is before we get our performance, we have an opportunity to do the self check of our performance. Imagine for you, Toastmaster Sanskar, you write your exam and the teacher gives you your answer sheet to do the self checking. I'm sure you will be happy, but I want to hold your happiness. This is not, if I am doing the self-checking, doesn't mean I will score myself in the report card. This is an intermediate step. The self-check is also to evaluate our mindsets as a professional. The management teams have very clearly positioned the process, which is popularly known as self-appraisal, in the process of assessing the employee's performance across the year, wherein they assess not only your performance, but also your mindset. The mindset which can reflect that whether you know what you are doing good and what you are not so good about. So this process of self-appraisal is an interesting topic which I wanted to take you all through during the course of meeting, and we will discuss further more about this topic and also the reflections of this process in other areas of our life as well. But before that, let me get back to the proceedings of meeting and give you a perspective of the how the meeting is categorized broadly. For, I'm sure it might be for Toastmaster Sarthak is the first time, or Toastmaster Sanskar already had a meeting last time. The Toastmaster meetings are generally divided in three sections. The first section is the prepared speech section, wherein some of our fellow members are have decided to participate as a speaker. These speeches are generally a part of their pathways, learning pathways. So project from their learning pathways on a dedicated topic, which is planned and as per the pathway plan and also assessed by their mentor. So this speech will be delivered and also be evaluated by a fellow participants who had decided to evaluate the speech of the fellow participants. So in today's program, we have one or two speakers. I will come to that later on. And the second part of the Toastmasters is the table topic. Table topic is the lighter, fun-filled part wherein and all of us can explore our imaginations and try to construct the imagination within a short span of time and deliver also within a very limited time. So this is a very good exercise to construct the thought process in a structured manner and deliver. This is what is needed in our daily lives when we are talking. Most of our discussions, whether in work or in our personal lives, happen extempore. So this gives us an opportunity to construct the ideas in a short span of time. And the third one is the most important one, is evaluation. The evaluation is the opportunity to do the self reflection. And yes, self reflection. Before self reflection, there is a reflection done by general evaluator. General evaluator is the important chairperson of the meeting. I am trying to nominate him as a chairperson. Pardon me if that term is not right appropriate for the Toastmasters. But general evaluator is the evaluator who evaluates the proceedings of meeting. Today, Toastmaster Harsh is doing this role. Also, I will call upon Toastmaster Harsh to explain the role of him and his team, who will be doing the general evaluation of the meeting and will be submitting the rewards report of the meeting towards the end of the meeting. So, Toastmaster Harsh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashutosh. Good morning, Toastmasters. For the benefit of all our members and guests, I will be the general evaluator for the meeting today. It's like being the critic of a movie. I'll be watching how the meetings proceed, the speech section, the table topics, and how our evaluators have evaluated the meeting. With me, I have a tag team who will be helping me with the evaluation part. I'll like to call on the timer. So I have Sanskar, to be Toastmaster Sanskar as our timer, Toastmaster Nancy as the AHA counter, and Toastmaster Anshuman as the grammarian for the meeting. So I'd like to call Toastmaster Sanskar to explain his role to the audience.
So, hi, I'll be today's counter for the meeting. I'll be counting the time for every speech or any table topics, and we'll be having a check if they are in the certain time limit or not. Thank you.
All right, thank you to be Toastmaster Sanskar. Uh, I'll add to that the timing rules are for the new guests. Uh, he'll the tabletop We'll start with the speech section. The speech sections are 4 to 6 minutes. At 4 minutes, he'll raise a green card. At 5 minutes, he'll raise a yellow card. And at 6 minutes, he'll raise a red card. Additional 30 seconds will be given as grace time. For the table topics, which will be of 1 to 2 minutes, at 1 minute mark, he'll raise the green card. At 1 minute and 30 seconds, he'll raise the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, he'll raise the red card. Moving on to Toastmaster Nancy as the Aryan,
Sorry,
you want to say something?
sorry to interrupt, Harsh. Just had to correct. The icebreaker speech is for 4 to 6 minutes. All other prepared speeches are from 5 to 7 minutes.
Do we have an icebreaker speech today?
No, we don't have. So we have a 5 to 7 minute long speech. Five green, six yellow, and seven red.
Awesome.
All right.
Now I would like to call on Toastmaster Nancy to explain her role as the AHA counter.
Yeah. So during the meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and, as well, but, so, and And I will also listen for filler sounds, including mm. I'll also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase such as I or this means, that means. At the end of the meeting, I'll report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Harsh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nancy. Now I would like to call our Mr. Versatile Toastmaster Anshuman to explain his role as a grammarian.
Thanks a lot, Champion Toastmaster Harsh. So, as a grammarian, my intent will be to note down good usages and not so good usages of phrases, words used in our respective roles today. And my duty is also to share the word of the day for today morning. As I've shared in the chat box, the word of the day today is eloquent. And the meaning of eloquent is an eloquent speaker writer expresses ideas forcefully and fluently. An eloquent speech or piece of writing likewise expresses ideas in such a way. Eloquent can also describe something that is vividly and movingly expressive. For example, she received high marks for her eloquent essay about gardening with her grandmother. This success serves as an eloquent reminder of value of hard work. I request us all to use the word eloquent generously in our respective roles. Over to you, Toastmaster Hirsch.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anshuman. That was the tag team and the general evaluation part. I'd like to hand over the stage back to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Anshuman. Ashutosh, sorry.
Thanks, Toastmaster Harsh, for explaining your role and your team's role. So with that, now we are on the first section of the meeting. And today, Toastmaster mm, Akansha has decided to be the speaker for today's meeting. And her speech will be evaluated by, again, stellar of our club, Toastmaster Anshuman. So I invite Toastmaster Anshuman to explain the speech title and speech topic for Toastmaster Akansha.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Ashutosh. So today, Toastmaster Kansha will be sharing a special contest speech, which all of us will be cheering her on to participate in the evening and win laurels for our club, along with Toastmaster Aryan. Both of them have qualified for representing our club in another peer club. So we hope for a podium finish and not just podium top finish. So I look forward to evaluating her in a speech today. Timer, please note that timing for the speech is going to be 5 to 7 minutes. And I'll be evaluating Toastmaster Kancha on all the basic evaluation parameters that the Toastmaster framework has. I look forward to Toastmaster Kancha's speech. The title is still a mystery to me too. I don't know if you've decided on a title, Toastmaster Kancha, but please feel free to share.
I've sent it to you on chat, Postmaster Anshuman.
Um,
Yeah,
right.
I have got this
Oh,
one.
so
I
Ashutosh,
will
right.
start.
All right, I'll hand it over you, Toastmaster Ashutosh, to take it up.
Okay, so Toastmaster Akansha, I invite you for the speech. Toastmaster Akansha, make the U-turn. Make the U-turn, Toastmaster Akansha.
जो दिल से लगे उसे कह दो हाय 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 जो दिल ना लगे उसे कह दो बाय 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 The essence of this song from Dear Zindagi is simple. Embrace what brings you joy and let go of what doesn't. In this fast paced world, we often find ourselves on paths that truly don't resonate with us. But today, I want to talk about the power of U turn, which is the courage to say hi to what our heart truly wants and bye to what anything that it doesn't, no matter how far along you are in the journey. Good evening, Toastmasters and my dear guests. I am a huge Shah Rukh Khan fan, and my love and respect for him knows no bounds. One of his favorite dialogues of mine is that अगर किसी चीज को पूरी शिद्दत से चाहो तो पूरी कायनात उसे तुमसे मिलाने की कोशिश में लग जाती है, which actually translates to if you really desire something from the heart and soul, the entire universe conspires for you to have it. And I often ask myself, what is it that I want from life? To continue being an engineer? be an actor, a journalist, a lawyer, or pursue yoga? To have love, money, fame, joy, freedom, or just a bed? A part of me kept telling me to drop everything, pack my bags, and get on a flight to Mumbai. Maya Nagri, the city of dreams. Every day, around 2,000 people come to Mumbai looking forward to a career in acting, in modeling, dancing. And all of these people have only one dream: to become rich and famous. I had a similar dream, but in 2020, on 14th June, the part of me that told me to work towards it was squelched. Let me tell you why, and let me share a short story. In 2005, a mechanical engineer left everything behind to pursue his acting career. He joined a theater, did plays for 2.5 years, and finally made his way to the big screen by paving a path for himself. A background dancer, a television actor, and finally, a big screen superstar. An actor always seeking out new paths, new innovations. An inquisitive soul with deep love for physics and cosmology. A beautiful, talented, smart, young, handsome man with a compassionate heart found dead in his apartment on 14th June 2020. No suicide note found. Police investigation went on for years and led to nothing new. On 14th June 2020, my mind blanked out and my world paused when I saw the headline: Sushant Singh Rajput found hanging in his apartment. It really shook me and sent me into a spiral of overthinking and questions. Here are a few other headlines that I would like to share that I came across. Kurt Cobain, immensely successful rock star, idolized by millions, died in April 1994 by a gunshot. Kate Spade built a global fashion empire known for her bright, optimistic designs, seemingly lived a charmed life, died in June 2018 by hanging. Dr. Subhash Mukhopadhyay, a brilliant scientist who pioneered India's first IVF baby, died by suicide on 19th June in his Calcutta residence. What's the common link between these cases? The common link between these cases is that all of these people had everything they had worked for their entire lives. They achieved what they aimed for. Now, the question that popped up in my head was why? I mean, why would a 34-year-old actor who has a bright career ahead of himself, why would a man with blockbuster movies, thousands of fans, no financial problems at all end his life? It appeared to me that despite his fame and financial success, Sushant suffered from depression and wasn't content. Maybe he could not let go of the path that he followed for years. He could not make the U turn from the place where he was not content. He could have paved a path for himself in the world of physics, but he couldn't. Now, is there a formula for success? Is there a formula for happiness? No, right? Tomorrow I could be a billionaire, I could be a star, and it still might not be enough. Something that makes me happy today may or may not make me happy tomorrow. Because to live, to truly live and be happy, what we need is contentment and satisfaction, and to stay connected with what our heart wants. I like this dress today, okay? But tomorrow, I could want this one. You might want to be an engineer today, or you might want to be a poet tomorrow. It is important for us to remember that every event in our life changes us and shapes us for a better tomorrow. The universe is already conspiring for you to have what you want. You just need to have the courage to break free from the shackles that are restraining you. You need to learn to let go. Learn to let go of that old dream and have the courage to make that U turn. Say hi to what your heart truly wants and embrace it. It could be a new dress like mine. And say bye to what it doesn't. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thanks, Toastmaster Kansha, for this emotional roller coaster. I was having literally goosebumps when you announced the unfortunate, demise of Shushant. So that was a very, very, I think, heartbreaking or very sudden emotional roller coaster for all of us. And I was feeling through those emotions while you were, and I very much liked your opening, how you sing the song. I wish you had something. So thanks for this stellar speech. And okay, so that's it. We have only one speaker for today's as a part of prepared speeches. Moving further on the topic which I want to reflect today, self-appraisal. Self-appraisal is though a popularly processed and practiced process across the companies for the employees, is a very, very, emotionally drawing and the exercise which makes the employees nervous and conscious about what they are doing, self-conscious of their doings. Well, as per a survey done by Harvard in 2021, 40% of the employees feel very nervous while writing their self-appraisal uh, forms. They were always unsure whether to reflect the positives to the best or fullest or not. Overshowing what they are doing can be positioned as claiming more and doing less. And if they are understating themselves, reflecting their weaknesses, which may not be otherwise known to the senior management, can also become making them vulnerable to showing their weakness and making the people making perception about their weaknesses. So this is always a very tricky topic to reflect upon your own personal personal evaluation of what good you have done or not good do good. So let's hear from the peers. So I want to hear from Toastmaster Anshuman what is most challenging for him while writing his self appraisal. I'm sure you might have done it a few times, sir.
Yes, Toastmaster Ashutosh. One for me is, first of all, collating the work that I've done, right? My usual approach to work is as it comes, deliver, think through, deliver. But documenting what I have done real time or consciously, I think that's something I need to organize and work upon. Second is appraising itself, right? That what I've done well, not done well. That judgment, it's not does not come as easy to me as it's required. So I think these are two elements which are the top areas.
Sure, sure. I can quite well correlate. Toastmaster Nancy, would you like to add something?
So, self appraisal, what I feel is showing what you have done. Uh, and I would say initially, when we start our financial year, we always write the goals, and we should I mean, all those, I mean, whatever goals we have mentioned initially, we should be able to uh, match. We should be able to meet our goals. So that is the self. I think that should be the honest feedback about yourself. We should
Yes,
write.
I know, I know, I know.
Yeah.
So, any areas where you feel difficulty while you write your own self-appraisal, you feel where you feel stuck or you feel, oh, I have to do this again.
uh, while writing the self appraisal, we have to think what we have done over a period of time in the whole
Yes.
year. We have like we mentioned that these are the technical expertise we have to learn in the whole year. But
Hmm.
if we are not able to meet, then we have to think that what all we can mention.
Sure, sure. I know it's difficult and a little uh, very assessment
What
is
else we can do?
always a very
Yeah.
tricky one. So, to where to benchmark yourself, which can also be correlated and can be agreed upon. There may the if you benchmark yourself very good, even management also thinks you are good or you are better. You are not, if not better, very good. You are right, or maybe sometimes you are best, but you are undermining yourself. So. I'm sure Toastmaster Aryan, you might have not done it so far, but I want to reflect upon a question imaginary question. You are put into the self-appraisal process, and the question is, what is one personal habit you are proud of, which you can, demonstrate um, openly?
What is one habit I'm proud of? Actually, I don't know how the self-appraisal process works, but if I do it informally, probably knowing what I'm trying to progress towards and then trying to work towards it. That's the one habit I have. And if I'm not able to, then I try to solve the next immediate problem that I'm facing. That's what my.
And Toastmaster Sanskar, if there's another similar question to you as a pro in the self-appraisal process, is what is one habit you are not so proud of and which you intend to improve?
Well, very speaking very hesitantly, and I'm improving on that. Having the self analysis on what how you are speaking exactly. So that is what I'm working upon right now, which is a very bad habit of mine, and I'm trying to improve on it. Sorry, thank you.
Yeah, thanks to Toastmaster Sanskar and Aryan for your candid feedback. So, we all can reflect upon this is a very tricky topic when you have to do your own assessment. Doing assessment of somebody else is always very easier and straightforward. If there is something good, you will say good, or bad, you will can straight away say bad. But when you have to do it for your own self, you have to be more apathetic. You have to be more careful and cautious. So some of the solutions which was reflected in this Harvard study was there some of the things which you can try to do as a which it falls self-appraisal process within the companies what is practiced though, and also the self-appraisal using the self-appraisal process for the other areas which I will try to cover in the later is doing the assessment of what problems I've been able to solve. Suppose I'm working for the particular organization, a part of one team, and what problems did I solve in that team before when I started putting in there what were the some problem statements. For example, there was in if I work for a sales, so I joined company and there was a problem statement that one of the customer was not giving any business to my company. And when I started working, if I am able to convert that inactive customer to an active customer, giving a lot of businesses, that is one problem statement I'm able to solve. And this problem, so after solving that statement, you also have to analyze whether this problem s- solving can be positioned as a data point, whether there is a reference, clear reference or clear data point to check that across the organization. If there is something which can be quantified upon, it is very easier to create to make that reference as a positive point in the self appraisal. And other than that, also value creation with myself or one of us in the working in wherever we are, what value creation did with myself and not being my without myself, what are the things what how things were moving earlier and what things were moving earlier. Value creation in terms of if I talk in my career analogy, my professional analogy is the number of sales and the profit. I'm doing sales, but if it is a very low margin sale, works as a sale with a very high margin, sells with the deferred payment and sales with the payment always in time, very profitable deal is the value creation, which I can benchmark at least in the sales career. In my profession, selling one number of only one product repeatedly, or selling the all the products, creating the selling pitch for all the products is these are the kind of value creations can be quantified and qualified for giving a high score for yourself in the self appraisal process. So I think this was something to reflect upon on the process and the challenges faced by employees and how the possibilities of addressing them. Uh, I'm sure can be a very long debate, but I think in the interest of time, we move to the following section of the meeting, which is the table topic. Table topic section. Our table topic master for the today is Toastmaster Aryan. So let's hear from Toastmaster Aryan what he has in his kitty for us. Toastmaster Aryan.
Thank you for that lovely theme, Toastmaster Ashutosh. So let's take a small survey. Raise your hand if you've never done a self-appraisal at a company. Harsh, have you done a self-appraisal ever? Akanksha? Wait, is it only me? Okay, one more. Sanskar, have you ever done a self-appraisal?
No, no, sorry.
Okay, so it's three, at least. Good. I was expecting Akanksha and Harsh's hands to also be up. I don't know why. Anyway, let's move on to the table topics. Akanksha, would you like to give the first table topic? Incredible. Really. Let's go then. Toastmaster Akanksha, why is reflection an important part of growth? Why is reflection an important part of growth, Toastmaster Akanksha?
Reflection is seen to be the most important part of growth. Now, most of us, even I, seem to ignore it. Let me take you back to through the journey of me preparing for GMAT. So it started in February 2025, and all my teachers told me to prepare an error log. Okay, and error log is basically a log that you keep where you analyze all your mistakes. So whatever questions you get wrong, you enter them into an Excel sheet, and then you write down the reasons for it, like whether it was a silly mistake, whether it was a conceptual gap, or it was some formula that you couldn't remember. So I came across hundreds of posts, that maintaining error log is very important. Why? Because you need to reflect on your mistakes and keep revisiting them again and again. Now, me, being the smart girl that I think I am, ignored all of their advice. And I was like, maths, ye to I would be able to pull it off. This I remember. Oh, this is just a silly mistake. I just forgot. So come on, 3 into 3 is 6 for everybody, right? Those are the mistakes that I made. And eventually, when I was at a part, when I was 2 months into the preparation, I noticed that I was making the same mistakes that I was making in month one, or when I began. And some of the mistakes were the mistakes that I remembered making in class 10th, because the syllabus does not differ that much. And when I gave the first attempt, and when I was right close to it, 2 weeks in the main date, I realized that I did a huge mistake by not maintaining an error log. And I started off right away. My accuracy and my score shot up by 50 points from the day I started maintaining an error log. And that is how I realized the true importance of reflection. Now, for some of us, we might need to get our hands dirty and not take the advice, but the sooner we do realize that reflection is the most important part of preparation for any journey, the better it would be for all of us. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Aryan.
You always say that you're bad at table topics. I think you're the best one here,
I agree.
right? She always
Yes.
is bad at table topics and then she kills it. Anyway, to be Toastmaster Sanskar, would you like to take up your topic now?
Surely, Toastmaster Aryan.
I'll be your timer. I'll show
Okay.
you on my phone. Toastmaster Sanskar, if right now you did a self-appraisal, what would you reflect on? If right now you did a self-appraisal, what would you reflect on? Toastmaster Sanskar.
So, one story I would like to share with you all is I have left chess a long time ago, and and see, I left off at a very peak stage of my sporting, which you can call career, sporting career. I was at a very decent rating. I was going very high. I was maybe even aiming for maybe 1800 or 200, 2000, so to speak. Well, I couldn't reach that, and I actually had to call quit because of my college, my studies, and I was having my exams at the moment. And with the all the hurdles, again, the communication, we have to also move on in life. And I would like to self analysis myself on that because um, I I was at a very peak stage, and I would have liked to move on with my chess. Maybe maybe a very slow, maybe at a very slow pace, maybe not so fast, but I could have gone somewhere, maybe got myself something to be proud of. It's not that I'm not proud of other things, but maybe chess was my passion, chess was my life, and so I would like to say this is one hobby which I would like to have, which I would have liked to have self analysis on. Thank you, Toastmaster Aryan.
Harsh is very good at chess. You should play a game with him. He'll defeat you instantly.
Oh,
Is it so?
last game we played, I remember I had to resign.
Oh, is that it? We were playing and
Uh, we
Harsh
have chess
defeated
player here. We should have a match sometime, definitely.
Surely, surely, Harsh.
all four of us can have a contest. Sarthak, Sanskar, me, Harsh. Anyway, a lovely table topic to be Toastmaster Sanskar. Who would you like to nominate to give the next table topic?
Okay, I would like to nominate my brother here, Sarthak Mitra, to be Toastmaster. Sarthak Mitra, thank you.
All right. Are you ready for for your topic to be Toastmaster?
Yes. Yes, I am.
To be Toastmaster Sarthak. One time that self-appraisal gave you an incredibly important insight. One time that self-appraisal gave you an incredibly important insight to be Toastmaster Sarthak.
If I were to say, self-appraisal actually works in many fields, actually in every field. I remember this time when I was playing a video game known as War Thunder. It's a game about military vehicle simulator in which we fight each other teams with our military vehicles, mainly aircrafts, ships, and tanks. So these games might not sound that complicated, but when you actually get into it, These are a lot more complicated and actually a lot more realistic. So whenever we try to get into something, and the more we get into the field, the more involved we get into the field, the more we know that the field is actually a lot more deeper than we thought it was. So if I were to get into this game, I have to think about the bullets, the fuel tank, the weight of the aircraft, how high the altitude, the speed, the turning radius, all these kinds of things come into play when we are actually into the game. And because of all the self appraisal, I had to I had to appraise myself. I had to know all these details in order to actually win the games. I think self appraisal in these kind of fields, when you're getting deeper into a field, helps a lot. And this self appraisal also helped me a lot in winning these games. It's not also only for War Thunder; it's also for chess. Whenever we play games, we know a lot of different openings. There are many counters for the openings. So self appraisal in those kind of fields also helps a lot. I think self appraisal helped me a lot, and that's it for me. Thank you for giving me this time.
To be Toastmasters, Harthak, was that your first table topic ever?
Yes, I've actually participated in group discussion in college. So if you consider that a table topic of sorts, that would be my first one then.
So you have some experience in the field, I guess. But great table topic for a first attempt. Who would you like to nominate for the next table topic?
Uh, Nancy Verdua also taking a table topic. Was she an organizer?
Everybody will be taking a table topic.
Also, Nancy Verdua, please.
All right, Nancy, come on.
Yep. Should I
Toastmaster.
be, should I be giving the okay?
I'm giving you the topic. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Toastmaster
So
Nancy. Wait,
yeah, to you, right?
I am giving you a topic.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay.
Toastmaster Nancy. What was the most important thing you realized in your last self-appraisal? What was the most important thing you realized in your last self-appraisal? Toastmaster Nancy.
Okay. So this is the recent one I can share. So in the recent self-appraisal, a very important thing I think in my life I would learn in my during the last year. So I got the project which was the escalated project, and we had to finish that project at any cost. So that the utilization which I got for that project, that was minimal, but the responsibility that gave to me, that we had to finish on a positive note. I did that, the escalated project, and at the end we got perfect 10 for that project. But that badly impacted me because of low utilization. Somehow I could manage that, but at the end of appraisal meeting, I got to hear that your utilization was low. So I think sometimes we feel that we are doing good at one part, but we have to think overall that, is it impacting my growth? I mean, that could be I got the appreciation, but at one point my utilization got impacted, so that did not make much impact. So I think that is the learning which I feel that I should make it a point for a life. Yeah, it should not be just one appreciation. There are multiple things that we have to consider. Yeah, over to you, Aryan.
Correct story. Who would you like to nominate next for that table topic?
To Harsh, Toastmaster Harsh.
Ready?
Yep.
A very tough topic I'm going to give you.
Okay.
Toastmaster Harsh. Tell me one time that a self-appraisal transformed you. Tell me one time that a self-appraisal transformed you. Toastmaster Harsh.
Hmm. Usually, people do self-appraisal during the appraisal cycle that happens from April to June. But for me, it's every day. It's like standing in front of a mirror and asking myself, who are you? What are you doing? That process is continuous, and I do that every day. Talking about my recent self-appraisal cycle, the form asks me, what have you done? What are your achievements in the past year? And what do you plan on achieving the next year? I had to think about it a bit because the past year had been rocky for me. But there was a moment where I, which came as a turning point, and I realized that it's not just work that I have to put my effort in, but it's also the people skills that I have to develop. Uh, so last year had all been about work, 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 showing results. But this year, after this self-appraisal cycle, I realized that I am also a people's person. I need to interact with my colleagues, be with them more, laugh with them, enjoy with them, have a drink with them. And that is something that I have inculcated and uh, started being, uh, and which has made me a different person. That's it. Thank you.
Who would you like to nominate next for the table topic?
Who is left? Who are left? Toastmaster Ashutosh and Toastmaster Anshuman. I like to nominate Toastmaster Ashutosh first.
Toastmaster Ashutosh.
Yes, Toastmaster Arya.
What made you choose this team or theme? What made you choose this team or theme, Toastmaster Ashutosh?
What made me choose self-appraisal as a theme of Toastmasters, today's Toastmaster meeting? Since I mentioned in the beginning, and I think Toastmaster Harsh also mentioned that this period of this tenure, this or it is popularly called a quarter of the year, April to June, is the time wherein most of the professionals or employees working in a company are running through this process. So it is good reflection on this topic, which can be commonly connected across the members of the group. Most of the us are working, right, and can reflect upon and understand the challenges from each other. This is be very. I personally find this is very insightful. Everybody, all of us sharing whatever the challenges we are facing from this process and what are the learnings also coming from this, which will be very helpful, I'm sure, for all of us when we are writing the next self-appraisal, right? And also, when this is a process or a step which we can inculcate in our other areas of our excellencies or our aspirations as well, be it your personal journey, be it your journey you want, if you're a traveler, you want to pursue a hobby, you want to pursue a skill set, I you can reflect upon as a self appraisal. Okay, I wanted to, like Toastmaster Sarthak wanted to was willing to be a chess champion, chess play, practicing check. So he is doing a kind of self reflection, so it's a very important milestone. But of course it is not popularly known or as a keyword outside the organizational or the work setup. So this is something which can be brought upon in other areas of life and can be practiced for improvement and enrichment. So that's it from my side, Toastmaster Aryan.
Who would you like to nominate for the next table topic?
I guess we have Toastmaster Anshuman and then yourself, two of you. So I Toastmaster Anshuman in the flow. Then let's followed by you yourself.
Toastmaster Anshman. If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
101 years old. How
Okay.
old I feel? How old I am?
It's the topic, that's why. But okay. Toastmaster Anshman, appraise yourself. How would 5-year-old you reflect on 101-year-old you? How would 5-year-old you reflect on 101-year-old you? Toastmaster Anshman.
What is this old man doing sitting on a bench looking at birds flying and the dawn arising as it is? Has this guy lived his life well? Has he been a great Toastmaster? Maybe the latter, yes, but the former, has he lived a great life? Having been through midst of wars of his own country, seeing other countries go to war, or people just having a lot of fun, entertainment, scrolling, going through virtual reality, then moving through the robotic life amongst robots, being defined by what the AI supremo of the entire world, handling 8 billion people together, has he navigated his tiny little life well? The answer is partly yes and partly no, as with any self appraisal that exists on earth. What did he do well? He lived a life well where he went with the flow, took all the opportunities that came his way, rode through the waves, um, contributed the best he could. What he could have done better is made friends with AI much more earlier than he did, because he developed a love hate relationship with it and somehow got a duty in on the sidelines where he could have made friends with the AI robot and been at the front lines. So definitely a life lived well, a life lived with the heart. But what could have been done better is making friends with the robotic army coming his way. Thank you. How about you, Toastmaster Aryan?
Those are some very deep thoughts for a 5-year-old, I would say. AI, Toastmasters, he knows so much that probably hasn't even happened yet. Anyway, if anyone would like to give a topic to me, I'm open to it. Otherwise, we can go on to the evaluation part of the meeting as well.
Yeah, sure. I think I would like to give a topic to you, Toastmaster. Right? That's if you have to choose, Toastmaster Aaron, if you have to choose a topic or area which should not be covered in self-appraisal process in the companies, what it be? If you have to choose a topic or some questionnaire which should not be reflected in self-appraisal process in the companies, what would it be?
If I had to choose something that is not covered in the self-appraisal process, what would it be? It would be the things that don't matter. In the beginning of the self-appraisal process, you choose the goals that you want to set for the next year. I want to improve my productivity, my focus. I want to focus on being a better leader. And when you set three important goals that you want to work at, everything else is unnecessary. Everything else is not focused on. If I know that I want to only become a better leader in the coming year, then why does anything else have to matter? Because if we choose too many goals and try to improve too many things at the same time, it's tough to tell whether we're improving at even one of them. Many times I've had the problem of going from here to there, and since I'm moving in all these different directions, I'm unable to ignore what is unnecessary and focus on what is really important. That is how I dilute my growth, dilute the better person that I'll be 1 year from now by focusing on what is unnecessary. If there was one part of self appraisals that I had to remove, I would remove all of the skills that I don't want to focus on. And a part of the self appraisal process would be 1 year from now, what are the things that you want to be the exact same at? You want to stay bad at them, stay average at them, because that means that you're focusing even more on what actually matters to you. That is the one thing that I would change about the self appraisal process, what I would ignore. And with that, back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aryan. So I'm sure it'll be insightful for keeping, the in the appraisal process. If I had an opportunity sometime to define the appraisal process, I'm sure I'll use this, to make it more consolidated, more focused on the key things which are to be done and eliminate the unnecessary things. So very valid point. Okay, so thank you, Toastmaster Aryan, for running us through this, very interesting rail of topics across and focus on the theme of the meeting. So I think all of us had a very fun-filled, participation and enjoyed this one very much. And moving further upon, so before this, the table topics, I was reflecting upon the challenges with the all the employees fail or face or occur across assessing their self, putting across their ideas, thoughts in a very rightful manner on what things went well, what things may not went well, keeping the track of all the good things what have been done, because when we are doing things in a flow across the year. There are so many things, transactional things, one across one after another, meetings one after another, presentations one after another, submissions and one after another. But keeping a track, most of the times we don't have time to keep the track of the things. But at the end of the year, when we need to summarize, it's a difficult one to summarize and choose some things which are meaningful, which can be quantified, which can be, referenced from some of the data points or checkpoints available. So these are very, sensitive and difficult task. But of course, over the years, we gain momentum and gain more practice. But also, if we have done everything in the right place, we keep the track of the things in the right, and we did our self assessment or self appraisal in the most appropriate manner. It does not mean getting the actual appraisal, actual performance rating in line with what we have anticipated. So this is another part of the challenge. We may be doing something very good for in our control, which are part of our control or part of our group as an individual contributor or as a team. But when it is a time of performance rating, the benchmarking doesn't happen with your own milestone or with reference to your own team. That happens across a group of teams. I think all of us can reflect upon there when there is the you know competitions like international level contest. It doesn't the you can win your club level speech. You can be inter-club level speech champion. You can be your district level champion. But moving ahead up and up in the ladder, becoming to the level you become the world champion number one takes a lot of more. So that is how the appraisal process runs, or the performance enhancement process runs through. In the companies, there is a popularly quantified plan which is used, which is known as bell curve. I'm sure my the peers here, Tatos Master Anshuman, Nancy or Harsh might have experienced this. Even if you are rated very high and you yourself rate very high, best, if there is, I'm not sure what is the benchmark used in my company. What is used is the exceptional, exceed expectation, and meet expectation. Exceed expectation is the top 5%. If I give myself exceed expectation, and I have all the valid references to claim that position, but the same valid references is available across five of my peers, then it is a relative judgment between myself and the other five best. So to be there on the top, you need to be relatively more good. It's not that if you are doing something good by yourself, completing your own milestone, you are at your best or you are the best within the place you are. So you need to be relatively good with others. So whatever you're doing, add more passion to it, add more, you know, value to it, so that you can be reflected upon as best among the best. So this is the message I want to convey as a part of the outcome of self appraisal or the appraisal process. So Toastmaster Mayank is here. So thanks, Toastmaster Mayank, for joining in. So I think I was reflecting upon the self-appraisal process. So I'm sure you might have done appraisal of so many of your team members. Have you have personally experienced this as well? So let me hear something from you on your experience of self-appraisal process.
Self-appraisal. Often when we have to think about our appraisals, there's a difference between what you want to say and what your manager has to say. But the situation totally changes when you want to move out, right? It is the right time when your manager says all the beautiful things for you, right? The appraisal process in industry, or what I have seen generally, is that what you rank yourself, and against that your manager or somebody ranks you. Whereas they will never rank you better than what you have ranked. So unless you appraise yourself and say, yeah, I have done great things, and it is practically, then your manager will say, all right, yes, you have done great things, but here is blah, 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 blah. So unless you feel that you are being worthy enough or something, nobody else is really going to reflect or appraise you. And if you have somebody who's appraising you in your life, without asking for that, then that's a treasure that you have with yourself.
Yes. Yeah, thank you. I think a very valid point, Toastmaster Mayank, that you need to appraise yourself well and position your values definitely well. Yeah, of course, but it comes a little tricky that you need to position yourself well, but honestly and with the integrity that what you're done is actually it is not upscaling, selling yourself or positioning your scoring yourself good without actually doing good. So you need to back up that with the good work as well. So thanks, Toastmaster Bank, for that one. So just to finish the few things and a few reflections, which self-appraisal process can we bring to the other areas of life? Self-appraisal as a process definitely is a benchmarking in the organizations we all discussed. But this is not only for employees to get the momentum and get through the performance rating and the next processes of salary increment and whatever. This is a process we can use across all our domains of life, whether we need to assess our relationships, our health level, our wealth, accumulation, our performance, if we are doing some, preparation for a performance, some higher level of some speech preparation of preparing a speech, preparing for some some singing or some skill learning, any areas. This is a very useful technique. I will call it a technique which can be brought upon. For example, if we want to, if this year I have decided upon to improve my health. I want to practice some workout which I was missing last year. So I can set up one benchmark. Okay, but that by every month I can see if I'm losing weight or I'm gaining more momentum, I'm gaining more stamina. I can put up one benchmark for myself to assess whether I'm moving in the positive direction or not. Or similarly for wealth creation, if we decide there now all of us want to be fire the pushpa, uh, financially independent, retired early. So we can assess that whether the wealth accumulation is happening in the right spirit or not. At a periodic level, get yourself self assessment done. Whatever you are doing, your financial planning, your investments, it's making in growth or not. Similarly, as I reflected already, that some skills you are learning, you can do some self-testing. That some take some online test. If you are learning some chess or something, some new, technical skill or whatever, some new soft skills, you can do some online assessments and see if the things are moving in the right spirits. Relationships, I think, is the most maybe neglected and can be a very thoughtful area which you can do self-assessment. If you with your spending good quality time with your partner, having your time out with your partner, or some maybe for your parents or any of your friends, your children, if you are able to spend good quality time and assess that periodically, if you for a month, for 2 months, 3 months, how many times I spent time, how many times I visited outside for dinner, had some casual chatting, free time without any diversions or or any disturbances, no mobile, no other external interferences. That is the area if things are moving in the right speed or not. So with that note, I think I will like to uh, consolidate on this one and see if we can reflect upon and try to practice this self appraisal as a process in whatever areas we want to see elevation in our life. And on that note, I think I would like to call general evaluator for giving the evaluation and of the meeting and see how we perform during the meeting. Uh, Toastmaster Harsh.
Thank you, team or Toastmaster Ashutosh. Let's quickly move to the evaluation section. We'll start with the speech evaluation. We all love the speech, but let's hear the evaluator Toastmaster Anshuman has his take on that. To you, Toastmaster Anshuman, on the evaluation for the speech.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Hirsch. Toastmaster Akansha displayed that how a difficult topic can be shared with a Toastmaster audience with such a grace, such a dignity, and the prowess of basics of public speaking. So Toastmaster Akansha started with a strong hook, and what can be a better hook than a melodic song, which she could sing in a melodious tone, which is difficult to do. A lot of Toastmasters attempted. At times, the singing is off the track, but Toastmaster Kansha displayed that she has a singing prowess and the speaking prowess by hooking us on to the theme of the meeting itself. That taking a U turn when it's crucial is an important judgment to make. Toastmaster Kansha elaborated it by taking us to the Maya Nagari, where with the dreams everyone has, they go there, uh, get into sort of an unsaid trap, and the ones who are not able to get out of it, are not able to take that U-turn, are then take a decision which should not be taken. How did Toastmaster Kansha, like, was Toastmaster Kansha able to accomplish that objective? I'd say a big time yes. And she did that through a good range of vocal variety, where she started with an enthusiastic tone, then she, went into a mellow tone, and ended with a neutral and positive tone of how the message should land. So great work there, Toastmaster Kansha. And not just that, Toastmaster Akansha had a good connect with the audience in terms of the emphasis and clarity and articulation with which each of the words in each of the sentences were delivered to the audience. So the message landed pretty clearly, vehemently, forcefully, that it's an extreme step which a few actors, scientists, or different personas did take in their lifetime. So that's a great job done, Toastmaster Kancha. Where Toastmaster Kancha can challenge herself, maybe not for today evening, but for her next attempt of the same speeches. Number one, pacing and pausing. Toastmaster Kansha's pace of the entire speech was quite even, and Toastmaster Kansha was not generously pausing for effect where Toastmaster Kansha should have. So, for example, when announcing the death of Sushant Singh Rajput, she could have gone for a long pause just for to let us all sink in. Not just that, the basics of long pause after a paragraph, minor pause after a sentence, and little pause after a comma always goes a long way. So pausing is something Toastmaster Kansha can really master for big effects. However, with a caveat that Toastmaster Kansha is right on time, like I am right now with my evaluation at around 7 minutes 15 seconds. The pausing may take her beyond the 7 minute 30 buffer range. Toastmaster Kansha might have to uh, figure out the ROI of pausing versus delivering the entire content of the speech. And the second part, which we could not judge today, is the movement part of it because of the constraint of the environment. But if Toastmaster Kansha is giving the speech offline, the stage movement, hand gestures have to match the initial enthusiasm and energy. So I felt Toastmaster Kansha started with a theatrical opening. However, it went into a sort of a corporate presentation mode. So if all of it has to come together, either it has to be like a full movement, dramatic, theatric speech, or it has to be even toned entire speech. Moving between the two can create mismatch in expectations of the audience. So overall, definitely, I think Toastmaster Kansha landed the message pretty well, was clear, direct, articulate, had great vocal variety range, demonstrated her prowess of public speaking. How she can challenge herself next time is in terms of pausing and pacing, varying the pace, adding pauses, dramatic pauses. One part I did not add is usage of props, which we'll discuss offline, and uh, and also practice body language and movement if Toastmaster Gansha is giving the speech offline. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Harsh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anshuman. Now we'll move to the timer to be Toastmaster Sanskar and share his report on the timings of the meeting.
So thank you, Toastmaster Harsh Kankaria. Hi, so I'll be the timer for the day. So let's start with the speeches. Speaker one, Akansha. So we have only one speech today. So Akansha gave timing 7 minutes 23 seconds. Let's move on to the table topics now. Okay, so Akansha again, 2 minute 20 seconds. Anshuman, 2 minute 8 seconds. Aryan, 1 minute 55 seconds. Ashutosh, Toastmaster Ashutosh, 2 minute 12 seconds. Toastmaster Nancy, 1 minute 46 seconds. Toastmaster Sarthak, 1 minute 50 seconds. Toastmaster Harsh, 1 minute 45 seconds. And myself, Toastmaster Sanskar, 1 minute 43 seconds. Okay, so we'll be moving on to the evaluations part again. Toastmaster Anshuman. Toastmaster Anshuman gave 4 minute 58 seconds. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sanskar. That was a very detailed report. Uh, Moving on to the AHA counter, Toastmaster Nancy to share her report.
Yep. So, okay, we'll start with Toastmaster Anshuman. There were two ums. Akanksha, there were five and two, Harsh, there were 8 hours. For Sathak, there were 9 hours. And Ashutosh, 9 hours, 4 and three, Sanskar, 12 hours and three times in one line, he mentioned maybe. And for me, I did not check, but I think it was close to 7 hours. Did not notice much. And for Aryan, I could not find anything. It was perfect.
Thank you, Toastmaster
Back
Nancy.
to Harsh, Toastmaster Harsh. Yeah.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nancy. Moving on to the grammarian Toastmaster Anshuman. Please share your report.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Harsh. In terms of usages, good usages, not so good usages, the good usages Good usages I found was like clarity of idea, art of happiness, keep the mystery open, balance of my life. Not so good usage was which I would have liked to have, could have been like a shorter sentence. World of imagination could have been world of imagination. Um, so there were a few grammatical errors. Like for example, one speaker said I went to the meeting, could have been I've gone to the meeting. One speaker used the phrase more better, which could have been just better. And phrases like discuss about, which could be discuss the topic or discuss about the topic. The word of the day, eloquent. I did not hear any usage, but if I missed any, please forgive me. But please do use the word eloquent a lot in your offline settings. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Harsh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anshuman, for the report. Now I would share the overall evaluation for the meeting. Our meeting started at around 10:40 instead of the usual or the assigned time of 10:30, but it picked up faster and it was a great meeting. We kicked off the meeting by reshuffling the roles based on availability. Some role players could not join, so we had to shuffle the roles. Toastmaster Ashutosh started with a very reflective topic on self appraisal, and he was sure to get everyone involved by sharing their stories. The speech, it what a speech it was, emotional, impactful. Then we had our table topics. Toastmaster Aryan did a wonderful job of giving everyone a table topic. Uh, it was mostly centered around self appraisal and evaluation. We could have some variation in that to keep the environment, to have more thoughts on that. Then Toastmaster Ashutosh again started on his topic. It got us stretched a bit, which made the evaluation part stretch from the meeting time. But over coming to the evaluation part, all the evaluators from the tag team shared a great report. For Toastmaster Sanskar, for the speech, the timers were not visible enough. We could not see the colors, but from the table topics, it was spot on. Toastmaster Nancy shared a very, very detailed report on the ahs and ums, and I'm sure everyone will work on that. And nobody used the word of the day. But I would love that people start using the word of the day from the next meetings. And we'd also love for Toastmaster Mayank to be present in the meetings more and not just give his cameos. That was the detailed report for this meeting. Back to you, to presiding officer of the meeting, Toastmaster Aryan.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. With that, after that lovely report and a lovely meeting with a lovely theme, it is time to bring our meeting to the end. First, I would like to call upon our guests today for their reflection of the meeting. To be Toastmaster Sanskar, what is your reflection of today's meeting?
Well, great to be the timer. Well, it's a start. I would like to be the speech evaluator next time, maybe in future. And I would like to say the meeting was very good, exceptional. And today's topic, main theme for the today's meeting was great. Actually, could have. I mean, it was a very relatable topic, if we could say. And for my feedback, it was I get again. I'm opening more. I'm getting to know more, getting to know all of you, and yes, I've figured out that we have to listen first, then speak, and that's it. Thank you.
It's incredible that you were learning so much before you even become a Toastmaster. It is the Toastmaster's version of learning on the job, being handed the role and then figuring out how to do it. You did very well today. Same goes for you, Toastmaster Nancy. You figured out the counter role very well. And I'm looking forward to both of you taking up bigger and bigger roles, becoming T mods and GEs, and giving the VP Ed some breath of fresh air.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you,
Yeah.
Toastmaster Aryan.
What about you, to be Toastmaster Sarthak? Would you like to reflect on today's meeting? How did you like it?
I think the topic was a bit, the topic for the table topics was a bit, you could say, unique because usually we get, when I did group discussions, we usually get generic topics like what are your thoughts upon this political topic? What are your thoughts upon topics like is social media good, bad? We usually get these kind of topics. We don't usually get topics such as evaluation, self-evaluation. So it made me think a lot. I think that was good. I think it put me out of my comfort zone, and that's what I was expecting from communication classes to get outside my comfort zone because I usually won't be getting. I don't think I'll be in my comfort zone in any of the situations in corporate world. So yes, I like the topics.
Great. I'm glad you liked it. With that, Toastmaster Anshuman, when are we sending out the polls? We have to find the best speakers and the best role players and whatnot. I have all of my awards here. Yes, I was not the team mod, by the way.
Just give me a second. I think the poll haven't been saved.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, now it's saved it. Resharing the poll. Just give me a second. Relaunching the poll. Now. Here we go. Oops. Again, I think some poll error. Just give me a second. Let me figure out how to.
In the meanwhile, Toastmaster Mank, would you like to reflect on the meeting as much as you have joined?
I hardly got an opportunity to join, and that also I was back to back on meetings. But yeah, thank you so much, Toastmaster Ashutosh, for promptly picking me up for an impromptu session. It was I did not even know the background and the context. Uh, I think when you talk about self-reflection, one word which has dual one is that's word is content and or content, right? So if you are content and you don't need content to keep you cheerful or busy, then I think it's great. You're finding your inner peace, right? So if you are contented sitting by a in your room or in a balcony, enjoying the views outside, reading a book, or maybe just that's fine. But if you have to depend on content in terms of more people around you uh, to chat or maybe watch a Netflix or a movie or be busy with some songs, which means you need a lot of content to get contented with things. I think that's also a good benchmark that over a period of time we have to realize and overcome. But yeah, I think for Sanskar and all, it's you have a long way. Yeah.
All right. Thank you for
Because
reflection.
my Aryan polls
Yes,
are misbehaving today. Either we can do like a chat poll or we can skip for today as it suits.
let's take a vote. Who would like to do a chat poll? Raise your hand.
Chat poll in the sense we can all share
Okay, like chatting.
our opinion on chat to Toastmaster Aryan. So I can call out who the candidates are. We can start with the best role player. So between best role player, Toastmaster Aryan for table topic master, Toastmaster Hirsch as general evaluator, and Toastmaster Ashutosh as T-Mod. Please message Toastmaster Aryan in private chat who the best role player according to you is.
That's nice. He suddenly made me the ballad master.
And whoever is not voting for Toastmaster Aryan, Toastmaster Aryan won't be judging that person.
Yeah.
That's a tricky part about chat pools.
That's
But
why I'm free. I know the team out in GE did very well. Do not vote for me. Vote for them. All right, and the polls are ending in 10. You just have to click on my chat, Harsh, and you can message me who you want to vote for. Me, yourself, or Ashutosh. I won't judge you if you vote for yourself, by the way.
The topic was self-appraisal, so
good one. All right. And maybe Toastmaster Aryan can declare the results in parallel, else you'll have a lot of chats to collate.
Yes, yes. Okay. Uh, okay, yes. I have not got all the votes, but I know I have gotten enough votes to tell you who the winner is of this vote. Toast, who do you think, Anshuman, is the winner of this poll? GE, T-Mod, or Tabletop Master?
Toastmaster Mayank, a winner as always.
Okay, is that it?
Even by not joining any of the roles, he's a winner.
Okay, and for the best role player of the meeting, we have this award. You have to just
Wow.
pick it up. Wait, let me pick up the one that doesn't work. That is,
Doesn't work.
this is the award. And the award for best role player goes to Toastmaster Ashutosh.
Woohoo!
Us.
So you'll have to fly from Mumbai to Gurgaon to pick up the award.
Yeah, you just have to fly to Mumbai and you can to Gurgaon and you can pick this up.
a
Mental
non-earning.
idea. Mumbai is a Mayanagari, right?
Good one. Best supporting role player
Best supporting role.
between
We have
Timer, soon to be Toastmaster Sanskar, our debutant, our counter Toastmaster Nancy, and Grammarian Toastmaster Anshuman. Whom do you think was the best tag
yes,
role player?
I'm getting them votes. Okay,
So
one.
between Timer, soon to be Toastmaster Sanskar, our counter Toastmaster Nancy, and Grammarian Toastmaster Anshuman.
It's quite tight so far. Waiting for the votes, people. Anshuman, I'm waiting for your votes.
Oh, okay. I won for myself. I'm not voting for myself.
Oh, is that it? Okay.
Uh,
Okay, that is a weird vote. That was wrong name. Okay, we have a winner by a hair, by just one vote. Who do you think is the winner? Toastmaster Akanksha of the Best Auxiliary Role Player Award.
Let's find out.
Okay.
If I say that, I'll be disclosing my vote.
The Best Auxiliary Role Player Award goes to Toastmaster Nancy. Round of applause.
Thank you. I didn't expect that.
No, I was expecting that. I voted for you. Took up the role in a 30-second brief. That is, I think, a high score in BBTMC.
will Sanskar still like you after this meeting? Toastmaster,
I
what do you think?
surely, it's not like I'm going anywhere. I'll get the reward next time, maybe.
Ooh, okay.
By the
All
way,
right.
I voted for Nancy, if you don't mind me revealing.
The last but not the least, the best table topic speaker. This is going to be a tight one. So Akansha and I are self-declared winners for speaker and evaluator because we didn't have second one. But table topic speaker, this is going to be an interesting one. So between all of us, so Toastmaster Ashutosh, soon to be Toastmaster Sanskar, Toastmaster Akansha, soon to be Toastmaster Sarthak, Toastmaster Harsh, Toastmaster Arin, Toastmaster Nancy, Toastmaster Mayank's impromptu speaking for Toastmaster Ashutosh, should we count that too? Let's count that too.
Sure.
Toastmaster Mayank's impromptu answer to Toastmaster Ashutosh. Amongst all of it, and me also a bit, in table topic. Whom do you think was the
Oh,
best table topic speaker?
I've got 3 votes so far, waiting for the rest. I was not expecting that. Nice. I think we have enough votes to find out who the winner is. Who do you think is the winner of the table topic award, Toastmaster Ashutosh?
Yeah, it's the best table topic speaker.
Who do you think will win? Any guesses?
A lot of I could not figure out one because it's very
True.
difficult to, nominate. But of course, need to vote one because cannot vote two, but very difficult to nominate one, to figure out if one is a sure speaker.
The table topic award goes to our lovely new speaker, Toastmaster Akanksha. Round of applause for Sue.
Woohoo.
With that, we are way over time.